Wednesday's Child is our chance to introduce you to children in the foster care system who are ready for adoption. Tonight's story, though, is a bit different. Robin Nance tells us the story of a local man who grew up in the system and is using his experience to shape the lives of some of the most challenging young people.
I think that the kids deserve a chance. I think they've been bounced around enough.
Chris Patterson is talking about the kids he serves at Breakthrough, which is a BRS, or Behavior Rehabilitation Service.
We take very extreme kids, but it could be dual diagnosed, bipolar, autistic, Down syndrome, very high needs, very high IQ, very manipulative, and can be very behavioral at times.
Breakthrough runs 6 group homes, 5 in Spokane and 1 in Kennewick. They can treat up to 30 teenagers at a time.
Every kid who walks through has a different opinion on what they have to do to survive, and it's always on a survival mode.
Chris knows a thing or two about survival. He grew up in the system. He went into foster care when he was 2, was adopted by a local family at age 4. But after family issues at 12 years old, he went back into foster care. Chris went to a group home, a receiving foster home, and then lived with foster family Ron and Carol Schultz in rural Elk until adulthood.
I had typical issues. Definitely had my problems.
Chris doesn't harbor any ill will against his adoptive parents or even his biological parents.
You can have heart and you can have faith, you can have all the belief in the world, but you really have to know what you're going to put yourself into.
And he says that's a problem with many people whose hearts are in the right place in helping kids, but really aren't prepared.
It's not always going to be the statement people like, but love doesn't heal everything.
What he says young people need to heal is someone who won't give up on them.
You want to know you're safe. You want to know you're not going to be victimized or abused, taken advantage of.
And they need families who won't be too soft.
You got to be able to set boundaries. You got to be able to show consistency, and everything else comes into play once you've set the structure.
That's what Chris hopes to do through his leadership at Breakthrough and the community. He's impressed a lot of people taking a role in Leadership Spokane, on a number of boards of directors, and even being recognized in this article in Spokane's Business Catalyst magazine. Chris admits that he's not a real emotional person, which is probably why he's so good at his job.
I definitely have hot spots, especially for things that I'm very passionate about, and that is the kids.
Robin Nance, KXLY4 HD News.
Now, if you want to learn more about becoming an adoptive or a foster parent, we're putting a couple of numbers on the screen for you. And our Wednesday's Child Stories are always posted on KXLY.com. Just look under the House and Home tab. We'll be right back.